DJ Durong from Hot 702.5 in Las Vegas. It's time to come together. Rainbow Dreams Educational Foundation presents the 24th annual Las Vegas Juneteenth Festival, going down Saturday, June 21st from 4 to 9 p.m. at the Expo at World Market Center, and it's free to the public. Catch R&B icon Tweed live on stage, plus performances by Kiss Kiss and the Squad, Darnell Alexander, Unk and the Nephews, and Las Vegas's pop princess Ray Millie. Hosted by DJ Ambeezy with Not a Boy DJ and DJ Kelly J on the ones and twos. Stop by and visit the Hot 702.5 FM live remote tent and check in with our on-air personalities. Shop the vendor marketplace, hit up the food trucks, and enjoy surprise guests throughout the night. Presented in partnership with Google, MGM Resorts International, Live You Equals You in the city of Las Vegas. Come together this Juneteenth weekend to celebrate freedom with Tweet and Rainbow Dreams. Get your e-ticket now and be entered to win one of our fabulous prizes. Visit June19LV.com. That's June19LV.com.
Keep your radio dial right here. You're locked into the hottest news station on the planet. Hot 702.5 in FM sound. Blazing today's hip-hop, R&B, and pop music. Keeping your radio on fire. Bringing you the hottest, realest, riskiest talk shows live 24/7. Live on hot7025fm.com.
Hey, it's Icarice, and I'm here to tell you about Hotcast for Podcasting. We are a podcasting studio located in Las Vegas, Nevada, in the Hot 702.5 FM studios. You can book online at hot7025fm.com. Just click on Hotcast. You can book and find your times right there. Thank you for booking with Hotcast for Podcasting.
Hi. Hey.
What's up? All your favorite artists.
Check it out. Say my name.
DJ Khaled.
This is Mila J.
Bruno Mars.
On hot7025fm.com.
I shared so many tears over the years. Lost so many friends that's not here. I faced all of my fears. I swallowed all my tears. Now what's up now? What's up now from here? Oh, up now. Now what's up now? What's up now from here? What's up now? What's up now? What's up now from here? I faced all of my fears. I swallowed all my tears. Now what's up now? What's up now? What's up now from here?
What it do, Las Vegas? It's your boy, Sir Charles Tatum, back in the building, Hot 702.5 FM, the hottest station on the planet, man. It's a great day to be here, great day to be alive. Happy Saturday, Las Vegas Valley, man. It's your boy, Sir Charles Tatum, with a special guest, man. I got my son in the building today, also known as Re9. You know, when I heard Re9 and, you know, he just left the house, go off to college, then 6 months later, he's a rapper. I'm like, where the hell is this coming from? Like, you just sit in the house with me and all of a sudden now you rapping. What's up, son? How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. I'm really doing good. You feel me? I just figured it out. I was like, man, look, I know I'm good at it. I'm going to do it.
That's right. How was your flight?
It was cool. It was a little bumpy, but I was a little tired.
Okay. So, graduation party tonight, you will be performing.
Yep. I'm really excited for that. This will be my first performance here in my hometown city, so yeah, I'm really excited for that.
Okay. Speaking of hometown city, moving from Vegas to Georgia, like, what's the difference in the environment when it comes to the independent grind?
I feel like it's more hunger and more opportunity in Georgia. Like, It's a lot of people that know how to network and use the tools they got around them to get where they want to be.
Gotcha.
Out here, it's there, but it's not too many resources we can use to really get to where we're trying to be.
Facts. I agree with that. I totally agree with that. I was talking to one of your cousins. He was saying that he was proud that you actually out there doing your thing, and he said sometimes you got to leave home to actually make it.
Yeah.
I agree to a certain extent. You know, me, myself, and I feel like my work is cut out here, so I never left. Knowing that I just felt like my work was here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I didn't want to miss a moment. I didn't want to just leave, man. You know, it's hard to just pack up and leave. For some people, it's not. You know, they just pick up, leave, go, start start over other places. But that's part of life. And that's one of the topics we want to talk about today, you know, life, and definitely want to talk about the YNs and the OGs and the difference between that. You know, it is a touchy situation because when it comes to my era, you know, growing up, we were really on the porch. And the older dudes would make us really sit on the porch. They wouldn't just let you jump off the porch like that. Now, these days, man, 14, 15, can't nobody tell them that.
Even younger than that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seriously, jumping right off the porch. So, you know, I always used to tell you, you know, be careful how you move out there. Some people are forced in the streets. Some people ain't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You happen to grow up in a nice suburban area in a sense, you know what I mean? But it's in your bloodline too, though.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Where I was always at, you know what I'm saying?
Right, exactly. So with that being said, how do you take advice from older men, you know, talking to you, not just me as your father, but any older man? Do you take it, or do you be like, who this nigga think he is talking to me?
Right. No, it started with you though. Like, that allowed me, having a father figure or a father in my life, that allowed me to accept what other people was telling me. It took me a while. Like, I might have heard it and it didn't resonate right then, but as I got older, I realized what they was telling me, it was really like detrimental. I really needed that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So anybody older than me that try to tell me something, I listen, because it always can be applied.
Facts.
Always.
And it's crazy you say that because, you know, your big cousin Terry, I was telling him about that. You know, him being older than me, I've always listened to Terry. Because Terry would never tell me nothing wrong.
Yeah.
You know, from when I was 15, 16, I had my first chance to work the magic show with the Shabazz brothers, work for Shaq. And, you know, he would tell me to do this. Go put flyers over here. Go put flyers over there. You know, made me the lead of the promo team on the streets. So, you know, I've learned a valuable lesson in that, not to just even step on toes either. You know what I mean? People will see a situation and get impulsive. And then next thing you know, they just... you know, people around, celebrities, and you want to try to make yourself seen, and you ain't really got to do that. All you got to do is just wait your turn.
Yeah.
But shouts out to Bone, man. He will definitely be back in the building next week. I had to take care of some business, so shout out to Bonafied 100. Make sure y'all follow up on that. Georgia, Vegas, California, Houston, Detroit. What other cities is? Well, you got Sexy Red from St. Louis, but Memphis also is another top city that's actually booming when it comes to music.
South Carolina too, they coming up.
South Carolina?
Yeah.
Okay.
They got something coming out. I've been hearing.
Okay. So what do you feel about the Detroit era or the Detroit movement compared to like, let's say you got Detroit and Houston, because they call it the new Houston or the new Dallas music. You know what I mean?
I don't really listen to many rappers from Houston, but I definitely listen to Detroit artists, and they got a similarity when it comes to that Detroit and that West Coast sound. Yeah. They almost match. They almost, like, if you listen to it in the ear, it's almost the same thing. It's just a different part of the states. You know what I'm saying?
Facts. I agree with that. You know, this is it's kind of, I ain't gonna say it's hard to interview, you know, because you're my son. But in the same way, you know, treating you like an artist is something that I have to learn to do, separate the two from artist, son. And how I do that is really just talking to you like I would be talking to a stranger.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I got to separate the two, excuse me. But learning life, its ups and downs, its obstacles, which way to go, which way not to go, making wise decisions is something that I always try to instill in you.
Yeah.
You know, and only that, just be an example. Don't get me wrong, I'm not perfect, far from perfect, but I've learned to have self-control, discipline in certain areas, so that way, you know, if you see me do something, I did it, and I ain't gonna say I ain't got no shame in it. It's just if it's something that I know that you wouldn't be proud of, I wouldn't do it. You know what I mean? So it's like I still have a reputation to uphold as a father, as a friend, and it's part of life. And, you know, jumping right into it, you know, life can be hard. You know, you getting older, you understand in life, finances. Remember me telling you, save. You know, you're gonna need it. It's better to have it than not have it. It's almost like your gun. You know what I mean? You better have it. You never leave home without it. You know, that's the same thing when it comes to money. It's better to have it than not have it because of the struggles of life. Life can be hard. I'm just going to just say that. We all know that life can be hard, but life can be easy too, you know, when you make the right decisions. It's all on you, on what you want to do, how you want to apply yourself, how hard you want to go. And I'm having this situation now with my 17-year-old daughter when it comes to life. I can't wait till I get 18 because can't nobody tell me what to do. And I'm like, is that what you really think, that once you get 18, can't nobody tell you what to do? You know what I mean?
Like
it's
that's
just,
the magic number. Like it's just
like,
after that.
It does not make you grown. You still a teenager because it's 18. You know, 19, still a teenager until you hit 20. You know, but getting through to the youngsters in life is sometimes it's hard to resonate. You know, because they say you got to talk your language. So. No cap, you know, do I gotta, you know what I mean, sliding or whatever it may be. But it's just, it can get hard, you know, because I know what it's like to be a teenager. Your mom tell you this, but when you go outside, you already have an idea of what you're gonna do anyways. Right. Versus like, I try to tell her, I say, at least play like you hear me. You know, like understand that you hear me versus still having this stubborn mind state that I'm gonna do this regardless. Yeah. You know, that's the part to where it's like, it's hard for me dealing with a young 17-year-old. And it's a girl at that. You know what I mean? It is hard. You know, life can get hard, life can get tricky. And all I try to do is just tell her about life, you know, warn her about life because it can get tricky. It throws curveballs. You have your ups and downs. Making the wrong decision can make you, man, suffer for years. No, that's real. You know, I'm a living example to that. Didn't go to barber school fresh out of high school. If I would have went to barber school, I would have never struggled financially. Never. When I say never, I mean never. I wouldn't have to worry about a job. I'll be well off. But the things that I went through, I cannot take them back because it made me who I am today. Yeah. You know, granted, when I decided to grow out my braids, look like a thug, you know, white tees, things of that sort, I felt like I needed an edge because I was somewhat squared up. You know what I mean? I squared up to graduate from high school. You know, I like this thug life ain't gonna do it for me. Ditching, smoking weed, just bad decisions, man. Yeah. And it haunted me. Still to this day, I wish I can go back, rewind the hands of times, but I can't. Right. You know, that's one thing about life. So, you know, what's your perspective on life and just being 21?
Man, being 21, it's crazy because it's like, it's such a young age, but I've seen a lot. I definitely seen a lot. And it's hard to navigate through it all. Like you said, like you didn't get if you would have took that first opportunity that you had, you would have been better well off. You know what I'm saying? I feel the same way. I used to play basketball. Right. If I stayed in it for me, I would have saved myself from a lot of suffering. Right. But instead, I had my mind everywhere. I wanted to do this. I wanted to do that. Right. I wanted to go here. I wanted to go there. But it was just like, excuse me, all that, it was going to be there regardless of what I did. But I didn't understand it. I felt like I had to go try it out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And sometimes it take that for you to knock your head real quick and then be like, oh, okay, they was right. I shouldn't have did this. I shouldn't have been over there. I shouldn't have been with them. You know what I'm saying? Right. It's just, I feel like you said, life can be easy. It's really all up to you. That's why I try to explain to my little sister, I'm like, anything that you want to do, you could do it. And anything you don't want to go through, you don't have to. Right.
Facts. So it's best to listen sometimes, you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, it's just like, I was talking to my mom yesterday and was telling her that, you know, Mom, sometimes I don't want to hear what you got to say because it weighs on me for a week. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's worse than a whooping because it's always on your mind. Oh, she said this, make me want to go smoke a cigarette. You know, it's just like, you know, hearing it. And then I can see how it is when I'm talking to my daughter. Oh, Pops, you know, here you go preaching, you know, this and that. But it's like, I'm saying this because I care. Right. You know, if I didn't care, I wouldn't say it. And then plus I want what's best for you. So I'm telling you this. You know, it's not always easy to digest a pill that's kind of big to swallow. You know, sometimes you got to break it in half just to, you know, digest it. But at the end of the day, we know that this is what's best for us. You know, I tell her, if you love yourself, feed yourself. If you love yourself, you'll do this, you'll do that. If you don't want to be a follower, don't do what everybody else do.
Right.
You know, this thing with the YNs, I've been seeing it a lot. Excuse me. And it is a situation where I understand, because I've been 20, I've been 17, I've been 18, and I knew how to be young and reckless in my 20s, you know, party, 30s, knew how to do that. I knew how to be a teenager, but now that I'm older, I'm in a place to where I call on God, because, Lord, I ain't never been here before. You know, I'm trying to sustain myself. I'm trying to stand still. Don't go backwards. Don't go to the left. Don't go to the right. So sometimes all you can do is just stand still, because you know you're not going back to those old ways, because that's what hindered you. That's what hurt you. And to anybody that's listening, you know, wherever you at in life, if you don't know where to start where you at. You got goals, you got dreams, you got ambitions. Think of a plan, execute it, and get excited about it, because we stopped dreaming. Life started happening because we made the wrong decision, went down the wrong road, and then now you want to kill yourself. You don't want to be here no more because everything didn't work out the way you wanted to work out because of a decision you made. When it comes to you making music, you know, we had this conversation plenty of times, telling you to be different, giving examples of a Lil Yachty or Lil Baby or Kanye West, college dropout, when he first came out. You know, it's a difference on what to do, on how you can be perceived versus riding a wave that you didn't create.
Right.
Now, I had to accept the fact that this is just how he rap. I remember I tried to give you this beat, and you was like, "Nah, Pops, it just ain't my style." I'm like, so what if it was the only beat in the world? I still wouldn't. You know, trying to get you to see that it's like you have to be versatile.
Yeah.
You have to. I got somebody shaking their head. You know, being versatile is a good thing, but then it's like trying new things is a good thing. You see Big X the Plug. Granted, they are country people.
Right.
So now they're mixing their country style with country music.
Right.
You know, when they really are still country. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Expanding it. You know, music placements. He's getting music placements. He's getting, you know, endorsements. All these things can come when you just be yourself. How does it make you feel being under pressure, being young, doing music? What you say, subbed out is now like over 100,000 streams.
Yeah, we had like 100 and I say 70,000 right now, close to 200, and still growing.
Okay. So what's the difference between, you think, with subbed out or Beat It or your first single that's making this one, you know, do what it do?
I feel like it was growth and understanding. Like, I reached out more. Like, I was so used to being on feet and going up to people like, "Hey, I'm an artist," which is the most lucrative way to do that.
Yeah.
But once I started to get into the social media field and get promo from these influencers and stuff, that really gave me a push for real.
Yeah.
It's just like, it can be expensive sometimes, but it will get you, especially if you're mute now. And I ain't gonna say it will get you somewhere good, because, you know, if you can send them a song and it might not get the reception that you want, but if it's a good song, it will.
That's what's up. So we definitely got some music. You got new music dropping. We're going to get into that. But this was one of the first ones that I really liked from you. What was that first single you dropped? Drummer Time.
Oh, Drummer Time.
Drummer Time. Oh, Lord Jesus. That Drummer Time, you know, don't get me wrong. It was cool, but that's when I'm like, dang, where'd this come from? Like, you know what I mean? Like, for real, spinning the block, doing this and that. I'm like, oh, son.
Because you got to think, right? Kids growing up, they only share a certain percent of themselves with their parents. Like, their parents will never, they might think they know their children, but you will never really know them until they get older and they get comfortable to tell you, you know, this is what I was doing. This is where I was at. You know what I'm saying? A lot of that, we like to hold it off to ourselves because y'all are a different generation. A lot of stuff that we do, y'all don't understand. So it's just like, but we need to go through it to learn whether, okay, I need to get myself in order. Some people go through it and don't ever grow out of it.
Right.
But I did things and it made me realize, okay, my pops was right. I need to get on this straight path and handle my business this way rather than doing it this way.
Right.
Like with you and my mom's, like it's a lot of stuff I wouldn't tell y'all at the time growing up because I'm just like, I don't want to hear that.
All right.
But then I get older and I'm like, okay, that's exactly why I didn't want to tell them because I shouldn't have been doing it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That makes sense. So, we got Beat It, which is, like I say, one of my favorite singles. Not only that, it was the style, it was the cadence, it was the flow. You got some bars in there. Man, we're just gonna let the people hear it, man. This is not the first time it's played. I'm pretty sure we was the first one to play it here in the city of Las Vegas. This is Beat It by my son, Re9.
Yeah. I'm feeling like Mike cause she want me to beat it. My bitch not average, she bad and conceited. Play with the gang, get you drop and delete it. Call the child with me, I love when they sing it. I caught the cat, but I might just go demon. She want my baby, she can't have my semen. Effing her 1-3 to give me a reason. She think that I'm Jesus, the one she believe in. I look like a lick, but I promise a trap. Last nigga ran, he got shot in his back. Roll his ass up, then we turned in the pack. All on my nuts, baby, all on my sack. She for the cheese, so I call her a rat. I got the stick clip as long as a bat. You was not gang, I ain't giving you that. Ain't mad as fitted, put holes in his hat. I'm throwing money and she get to stripping. Since off the person, she might get to tripping. I be on drink, man, you know that I'm sipping. She wanna fuck, I said, baby, I'm Christian. Turn up on water, he gone, now he missing. Look at my eyes, yeah, it shine, yeah, it glisten. Don't think it's sweet, we keep pose like we fish. Fiending for money, I'm scratching and itching. Cooking up dough, talking straight out the pot. I cannot fuck cause that bitch, she a thought. In love with money, I'm getting the guap. Can't fuck with them cause they fuck with the ops. Jump in my picture, I'm cropping your top. She wanna stay, kick her right out the spot. You niggas 12, y'all must fuck with the cops. Aim for his head, tryna knock off a lock, bitch. Aim for his head, tryna knock off a lock, bitch. Yeah, and this shit too easy.
Re9 with Beat It right here on Hot 702.5 FM, man. I didn't understand, like, growing up, moms would have people, pray for us or do whatever. And my mom didn't want to pray for us. She'd have someone else pray for us because she was the parent and we may take it wrong because she already know our business and stuff. Right. You know what I mean? So it's like, as a father to a son, it's almost kind of hard having this conversation too. You know what I mean? It's like, I believe Terry would have been perfect to interview you. You know what I mean? In a good sense. Not saying that I can't, but it's like, it's different because we're father and son. Right. You know what I mean? So what I'm really going at is that no matter what, I want to always be a positive influence to you. I want to always be your friend. I want to always be able to, you can come to me and tell me anything, which we can talk about anything. But not only that, I want to be able to still be able to inspire you. I want to be able to know what can I say to really, really spark him. You know what I mean? What can I say to put fire under his ass? I've never been the type to feel like I had to whoop you. Right. Even with my daughter, I just feel like, all right, you don't want to listen to me? Life gonna teach you. Right. You know what I mean? But then growing up in my era, they put belt to ass. So it was like, it was a fear of our parents. You know what I mean? Like, man, we knew we was gonna get a whooping and there wasn't no hiding from it. She'll let it marinate, sit right there. I'm gonna get to you when I get off the phone. So we trying to get it over with. We go put on 2 pair of pants, everything just to, soften up that whooping. But then even after the whooping, here comes restriction, So it just wasn't a whooping. It was a restriction with it too, So just the times that we're growing in and changing, how do you feel about the world and the state and it being 2025 and everything that's going on?
Man, I feel like that's really what's missing, the discipline. Like, parents ain't really disciplinaries no more. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I didn't have to fear my dad but I knew my dad was the alpha. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So off the fact, I already knew. I'm like, okay, cool. Certain levels to it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But with my mom, she brought in that, oh, I'm gonna whoop you, and you know
Yeah.
I'm gonna whoop you.
Right,
Like,
right.
You know what I'm saying? That balance, it kind of gave me clarity though, because I knew
Yeah.
I had somebody that, you know, I might make a mistake, and they're gonna tell me that it was a mistake,
Right.
and then they're gonna tell me why this a mistake. And then I got somebody who gonna tell me it's a mistake and then whoop me. You feel me? So it was just like, I feel like that's what's really missing, because a lot of people ain't got that lead in their life. Like, especially people around my age.
Right.
They letting the social media influence them.
Right.
They see all these killers and all these folks getting money off their persona, and they feel like they gotta be the same way, but you really don't.
Facts. That is so true. You can't go wrong being you. You know, I say it all the time. I don't know how to be nobody else but Charles. I don't mimic. I don't copy. If it's something that I like about a person, if I feel like that I can, you know, take that little piece, add it on to me, make me better, then granted. I've had to learn to even like say, hey, bro, I like those shoes. I like that shirt. You know what I mean? Without saying it in a way to where a nigga think I'm jocking him
Right.
or whatever it may be. Just give a man a compliment on his style. Preferably an older guy. Nobody my age, because it's like,
He talking about the older.
somebody like, you know, maybe 60 or
Okay.
something, you know
All
what I
right.
mean?
Not too far from it.
Not
but
too
you
far
know.
from it, you know what I mean? But, you know, it was just one of those things, you know, to where I had to learn to be a man from other men, not having a father around, you know what I mean? So you find older men that, you know, that you feel like that you can either mimic or watch. I was more of a watcher. You know, I can watch Kobe, I can watch Michael Jordan or whoever. If I can see it done, I can do it.
Right.
Now you can tell me and give me a illustration, and that'll help me out. Versus you telling me and I got to figure it out. Like, dang, well, what did he mean by that? I would chew on that for a minute. But you know, in these days and these times, kids, I feel they are more wiser, but they're weaker. Meaning wiser to the technology and everything that's going on, but they're weaker, meaning that they will fall to that temptation easily. You know what I mean? Growing up, the world had a lot to offer, but not like has a lot to offer now.
Yeah.
2025, Vegas is so much trouble you can get yourself into. It's just so much. You know, do you know that it's females walk the strip every day?
Well, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's not hard to get a one night stand.
Right.
You know, it's just it's just, you know, it's trouble out there, you know what I mean? And it's easy to get into, you know, it really is. So this is where the discipline and self-control comes in at, to where it's like, okay, that's not good for me in a sense, because once I'm starting back being a player, I'm playing.
Right.
I'm playing. I'm not going to be a one-woman man. I'm going to keep it real. Listen, this is what it is. We can do this. And then plus everybody ain't going to say no.
Right.
Everybody ain't going to say yeah either. So just having the knowledge to know that skillet is hot. That is hot. Don't touch that.
Right.
I've been there. I've done that. And I've been burnt by those type of skillets. I've bit into bad apples, you know, and it was a worm in it. I didn't know it, but the apple was shiny though.
Right.
It was shiny, you know, but I didn't know that. What is it that makes a young man want to be a better young man? Even, you know, you have a father, you got a mother, you know what I mean? Granted, you know, we was in the same house for a while, but, you know, as things got older, you know, things changed.
Right.
But still having that respect and not being mad at the world, like how do you handle that?
It take a lot of self-reflecting and accountability. Like, you got to really look. Like, I used to blame everybody for everything else. That was my fault though. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, they played a part in it when it came to how I felt emotionally, but really, like, if I wanted it to change, it was all up to me. So I did a lot of self-reflecting and like holding myself accountable. I'm like, hold on, like, I mean, they played their part, but overall, I'm feeling like this still, and that happened 5 years ago. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
This ain't about that no more. I need to do what's good for me. It
Right.
ain't about that no more. You know what I'm saying?
Facts. So what made you really get into music, dive in it? I knew you could rap before you left the house, but like, was it just being in Georgia? That was
I feel like it was, man, it really started a while back. Like in middle school, we used to have to wait before that first bell before we could even go into the classroom. So we'd be in the quad, and my friend would bring a speaker, and we would all freestyle in the quad. And it got to a point where I would be freestyling so much, half of the school right there, they listening. And I just kept doing it. And I got to high school, it kind of slowed down. But one of my friends' graduation party had happened our senior year. And I was freestyling, and he was like, man, you need to rap. Like, he was like, you need to do that for real.
Yeah.
And he was like, we're going to go to the studio. To shorten the story, we ended up not going. And on my way moving to Georgia, because I drove, I had wrote my first song.
Okay.
And when I got to Georgia, I let my cousin out there hear it, and he like, bro, we got to go to the studio. So we went to the studio. I recorded I just did that song. And he was like, yeah, this it. And I was so scared to post it. Like, he kept saying, drop it. I'm like, nah, bro. Like, I was scared of what everybody else was going to think. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when I released it, it did nothing for real because it was like my first track. But I ended up deleting it later on. But I never stopped making music. And after then, once I realized I was in the hub where music was going on.
Right.
And you feel me? And then at my school, people start hearing my music. They like, oh, you hard. Like, I'm shaking hands every day. Like, everywhere I'm going, somebody coming up to me. And I was like, I'm going to keep going because they listening. You know what I'm saying? And I just love music. Even before then, though, before my senior year ended, you used to play this song when you used to drop me off at work by Dev the Dude?
Devin the Dude.
Yeah. The Right and Wrong?
Right and Wrong.
Yeah. Like, I never, you played it so much, it forced me to listen to what he was actually saying.
Yeah.
Because before I like the flow. But then I start listening to the words.
Right.
And I'm like, this real, you know what I'm saying?
It is.
And it was really applicable to what I was doing. So I was just like, I'm on that.
Yeah. Man, that really was 98. Just got out of high school. Do What You Want to Do, Say What You Want to Say was one of his tracks on there. And then it gave me so much inspiration on where I knew I wanted to do music. I knew. But at that time, actually, my cousin Bone, shouts out to Terry, he had Choice Records. So if I wanted to get in the studio, I really could. But it was this thing to where I didn't want to be like every other rapper. Yeah. You know what I mean? I was on some Pac type shit, you know what I mean? Want to be, change the world. And I knew I couldn't change the world if I fall victim to how everybody else rap. But Right and Wrong was one of those things to where it gave you the game. It told you that you're going to meet other people in the same path, wishing for champagne, caviar, and bubble bath.
Right.
You know what I mean? And he said, that's the life that I lead. If you want to follow Wallow, sit right by me.
Right.
You know, and that was one of those songs that just really, really resonated with me. And it made so much sense because when you're right, you're right. But when you're wrong, they're going to criticize you.
Right.
And which is true. So it made me really think about what I was going to say, how I was going to deliver it. And I wanted to be right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Right in the sense to where when you're wrong, they're going to throw stones at you. They're going to say, well, you this, you that, all because you're wrong. Now, granted, the music, you make money off of it, but they're going to still kind of think that you're wrong.
Right.
So I wanted to be right in that situation. Like, even with my first 3 singles, I can rap, I can sing, but the way I wanted myself to present it, I could not fall to a victim of rapping and sounding like everybody else.
Yeah.
So I just got the beats and I let other people rap on it. Now I am going to drop a solo album. I've been saying it, but when I do it, it's going to be me. It's going to be Charles, how Charles thinks. Shouts out to Larry June for being who he is because it allows you to let you know that you can actually be you and people will love you for being you.
Right.
Just being an individual. I used to always talk to you about riding a wave that you didn't create. When you create your own wave, it gives other people a chance to ride it in a sense because it's like, okay, he's just being him. All I gotta do is be me.
Right.
It's enough of everybody else, but it's only one of you, so that can never be taken from you. Speaking of, Larry June, that era of it. How do you feel about him as a rapper and versus other rappers?
He the real Omega versatile because it's like, okay, a lot of people, like you said, a lot of people sound like each other nowadays, you know what I'm saying? Even including me. Some songs I sound like somebody else, you know what I'm saying? But these my words, these my lyrics. I feel like he come from more that he was raised almost in your same generation, and he got game from them people from that generation. Right. and he just found a way to bring it back to life. Like he revamped it. Like it still sound like that, but it still sound like today. And it's some player stuff. He talking about, he's still talking about the same thing. We talking about, he just delivering it different. And it's real smooth. I feel like that's why when you first put me on him and I liked it, I was like, oh, he gonna blow. And he definitely did. He made his own path.
He did. And shouts out to Larry June being nominated for Best Rap Duo, him and 2 Chainz, BET Awards. They're performing with The Alchemist. And, just from that album alone, Erykah Badu is now getting the album done. She haven't released the album over 12 years, and Alchemist is producing that album.
Yeah.
So I'm only can imagine what the Erykah Badu album is gonna be like. What Alchemist producing it, man. It's gonna be bananas. It's gonna be crazy. What I do want to get you set up with is other platforms here in the city. You got Hip Hop with Lou that does music reviews. She does interviews. You got Fifth Element. You got us, But as far as doing like a promo run, I feel like people in Georgia know that you rap. People in the city do too. Don't get me wrong, but you not being here in the city, it's almost like
it plays in effect.
Yeah, everybody don't know, but this is your hometown. I truly believe we need to get the city behind you on that. Whatever I can do, you already know I'm here for you financially. If it's words of wisdom, whatever it may be, I'm here for you. Who would you like to work with here in the city of Las Vegas, besides your family members?
That's a good question. I ain't gonna lie. I don't really got my ear to the music out here for real. Like I remember a list had came out. I don't know. This wasn't that long ago though, but a list had came out and it was saying Vegas top rappers.
Yeah.
And I was just reading them and I really didn't know nobody on there. And then I thought to myself, why am I not on this list? But then I also thought to myself, I don't live there anymore.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I know that kind of makes a difference, but this my blood. Like how I rap now, I was rapping like that here. You feel me? And the people who heard it, they liked it, but it didn't go nowhere.
Right.
But when I went somewhere else and they heard it, they got behind me. They like, hey, come on, I know a studio here. You need to go here. Come on, yeah, keep going. You know what I'm saying? Right. So it was just like getting that extra push from people that's not from the same area I'm from. It made me gravitate over there more because I knew I could network easier there.
Right.
Because there's Southern hospitality real. Like you could stop somebody out there and be like, just throw a little promo. Hey, I make music, blase. I'm not saying you can't do that out here.
Right.
But a lot of people don't take kindly to just somebody just approaching them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They might feel intimidated or they might see like what you got going on, you know what I'm saying? And try to just be around for the wrong reasons. So I feel like that played a part in it.
So what we got to do, man, to get you popping out here, not being here in the city, what you feel like you can do from Georgia to make yourself known here in the city?
I feel like more things like this and also getting involved in the community. I wanted to get some more money up before, I got a lot of ideas of what I want to do back home.
Mm-hmm.
But, I got to get my paper together to the point where it's like I'm not really hand in need for it, you know what I'm saying? Like it's all going to go smooth. I'm not just figuring it out as it's going, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I definitely just more stuff like this. Like being here, it's a blessing to be on this radio station right now. Like just putting myself out there because that's what I did in Georgia.
Yeah.
I approached people. I networked. I never networked here for real. I was known for like YouTube out here, you know what I'm saying, or just being funny. Like I never really pushed my music until the people who know me already seen it.
Right.
And they was like, oh, I know him. Oh, that's hard. And some of them already like commented on my stuff and be like, I remember you freestyling back then. Like you was hard then.
Right.
But it's just like I never really felt that push here.
Got you. And that's what we're going to do, man. That's something I'm going to do. I'm going to try my best to get that going. I'm always telling people my son rap, I tag you, I share it. But it is a situation to where we are not Atlanta.
Right.
We are not Georgia. We are not Texas, Houston, Philly, to where they actually get behind their artists. Shouts out to Hot 702.5 actually being like the only station that's really supporting independent artists here in the city. And it's just such a damper, out here. Icarice is always on me about don't worry about nobody else, worry about you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's just like when you got fertilizer and you plant seeds, the birds come and pick the seeds, so it's hard for the grass to grow.
Right.
Because I promise you can grow some grass, but if them birds find out that it's seeds in the grass, they're gonna go pick them.
Mm-hmm.
So it's hard for it to grow out here. The hate is different. The jealousy, everybody is all for themselves. It's just it's a crazy situation, but this is to where I feel like you just gonna have to do you, regardless of what people say. You don't want to get me on your podcast. You don't want to interview me now, but when it happens, guess what?
Right.
You're gonna have to pay me then.
Right.
You know, so it's just like, I know that a caterpillar is eventually gonna turn into a butterfly. So why would I not try to get that caterpillar to the cocoon so it can turn into that?
Right.
People can see that you have potential, and they will rather wait till you blow up to even say anything to you. But it's like, why would you do that? Because now you got to stay on the other side of the fence. Now you coming to me fake. Now you feel like you got to kiss my ass because you weren't fucking with me then.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then this is the killer part about it too. We both rappers. We both do music. Eventually, it's going to turn competition against each other because we're in the same field.
Right.
And that's what it's like with the media. That's what it's like with the music, especially the media, because we're all doing the same thing. We all want to be the biggest show. We all want the views, the likes for ourselves, that where they won't watch, they won't share, they will double. They're not really for the movement. They're really just for themselves.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's where I separate myself from others. I still share other people's music. I still watch other podcasts, you know, things of the city like that. I'll leave a comment here and there, but the competition level of it, I'm just not in it for it, man. You know, it's been, this is my 6th year doing radio. You think people congratulate me on it? You think they say, oh, well, he's the ambassador? You think they know? They want to take it away from you. Yeah. They kind of hate that you even doing what you're doing. I make it burn. So me knowing that me doing what I do makes it burn to people, then I just continue to be me, you know, with their support or not their support, because what I've realized is that I'm walking in prophecy. Everything that I'm doing now has already been prophesized in my life. Right. I just had to stay alive to see it come forth. And what I'm really saying to you is that as you get older, as things start to change, know that people is going to be people. Yeah. You know, you got different groups of people. You got bikers, you got surfers, you got, you know, people that do ping pong, you know, whatever. But it's just groups of people. Now, what you got to do is find a way to tap into all these different groups of people. Yeah. Because all of these people, they listen to music, but you're just making something likable for them is just the thing. You know, so I want you to continue to try your best to be versatile. I'm always telling you, get that one single. You know, that one single that everybody would know you by. All you need is a breakout single, do something fun, you know, with a dance to it or whatever it may be. And I know you're going to get it, you know, whenever you want to get it, you know, in your own time. And I guess, and, you know, it ain't up to me, but I wish and I pray that, you know, you really, really just get that one. Yeah. I want that for you. I want that for me. I want you to be successful in this music thing. It's a proud dad moment at the same time, because we in the same field. You know, we both doing the same thing, and it's something that I never thought it would happen. Right. Could have never imagined it growing up. Like, oh, my son gonna be a rapper. Yeah. You know, it's just that when you are a star, regardless, shine. You ain't got to have the money right now. You ain't got to have the big house, the car. But as long as you know that you are that, that's all that matters. Everybody's not going to treat you like that because they want that attention. They're going to feel like, oh, if I tell him that, his head going to get big or this and that. At the end of the day, son, keep on going, regardless of what people say. Keep on doing you. Everybody ain't going to support, but majority of them will. You know what I mean? As long as you're being genuine, great things are coming. It's going to happen for you, man. Second single. Well, actually, no. So you had Drummer Time.
Mm-hmm. And I had
Expensive Shit. Was that the second single?
I think it wasn't. I think it went Drummer Time. It went Beat It.
Beat It.
And then I think it was Expensive Shit. No, it was a song called Bite on the Pillow.
I remember that one.
And then it was Expensive Shit. And then it was Shake Back.
Shake Back.
And now we had Subbed Out. And then I got one more getting ready to drop.
So you got 5 singles so far. 7. Now, with Subbed Out, the beat, the flow, delivery, it's one of the ones that I've liked too, right along with Beat It, because it's catchy. people, I know people will gravitate to it. The bars, you got the tone, you got the voice, and you can actually rap, you know? So, I mean, congratulations to you on that. Kudos. No, you really can.
Appreciate
you know, we just got to find that one song, you know, that's gonna blow for you, man. So people, here it is, subbed out, right here on Hot 702.5. We got Renine in the building. What it do?
I guess I'm
Station on the planet, Hot 702.5 in FM sound, blazing today's hip hop, R&B, and pop music, keeping your radio on fire, bringing you the hottest, realest, riskiest talk shows live 24/7 on hot7025fm.com.
I guess I'm flashing out, spin bread, I'm cashing out, I'm young and lit. She keep calling me and texting on my phone, get off my dick. Bitch, I'm hot, the same nigga that you dub get large amounts. Got a roster around this bitch, so if it's a problem, you subbing out. I can't show no love, I wear my heart right on my sleeve. Bitch, get up off your knees, she tryna bless me, I ain't sneeze. I moved out of state, I'm out the way just to pursue my passion. Pop out, put it on with chrome and purple denim for my fashion. Yellow bitch, I'm having, strike a pose, yeah, take a pic. I'm the same young nigga that had grown hoes and news and clips on kit. Oh, you ain't heard, yeah, I'm the shit. Stand on business, real legit. Ain't got no bag, you on your ass, then bet your little hoe gon' get hit. Breaker, getting my money and shit. Chasing, won't give it down to a bitch. Nathan, put a 3-5 in the bit. Face it, now mine's low in this bitch, look blaze. Let the smoke fly, nigga, the engine is screaming, the demon, no regular cat. You can go get it, just had you a planning some money, get up, got no time to relax. Nigga, penthouse, you can go get you a boat, sit back and just beat up the trap. I got your hoe, really ain't into the feelings, don't worry, I'm giving it back. She wasn't with me when I was down bad and on empty, my pockets was sitting on flat. Now I'm turned up and these diamonds on me nice and plush and they dance like a motherfucking frat. Fuck on the hoe and I pass it, eating suck dick cause she nasty, not feeling the hoe. Hit from the back, she say daddy, I'm flipping the motherfucking patty, I'm killing the hoe. I get bads, been popping tags, then bought this hoe some ricks. She don't cook or make no money, so she must be sucking dick. You make me sick like how you can't even pay your rent, but you be outside. Bossed up so a bitch can't tell me shit, just know I'm about mine. Know a freak live up the street, she with the shits creep after nighttime. I sat back and let them catch up, now I'm here so bitch it's my time. Guess I'm flashing out, spin bread, I'm cashing out, I'm young and lit. She keep calling me and texting on my phone, get off my dick. Bitch, I'm hot, the same nigga that you dug get large amounts. Got a roster around this bitch, so if it's a problem, you subbing out. Hold it out. Yeah, I'm subbing bitches out all year. It's 2024. If you can't get with it, sit right next to me. Sit next to Coach, bitch, you go.
Subbed out right here on Hot 702.5 FM by the one and only Renine. Renine. I mean, give me where that name come from, man.
So I was trying to figure out my name for like I ain't gonna lie, it took me nothing but a day. But that whole day I was just sitting there like, what I'm gonna call myself? Like I could just say Cam, but then I would go on Apple Music and just type in Cam and click artist. And it's boom, 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 like a long line. And I'm like, man, I want something to where when you search my name up, it's not even two people. It's just, that person.
Yeah.
So I was thinking about it and I was like, I can't get it from my first name. My first name kind of common.
Yeah.
So I realized my middle name is somewhat common, but it's altered. It ain't spelled like people normally do.
Right.
So my middle name Kyrie is Kyree. So I'm like, shoot, I'll take off the KY and just call myself Ree. But then I was like, okay, what else I got to add something else on and make it a little lengthier. And I was born on the 9th day of February. So I put that 9 in there. The number 9 means completion, like whole. So
Got you.
That's where I got it from.
Renine. I was like, okay. I mean, I kind of figured, your middle name has something to do with it, things of that sort. I wish it would just like KT Tatum or something. You know?
See, nah, man.
No, man. You know, I mean, I like it. You know, now that it's, you know, I understand it. It is what it is at the end of the day. So what you got shaking? We got the graduation party tonight, man. How you feel about that? Coming home, performing?
I'm feeling real good about it. It really feel like a full circle moment right now. It's like, you know, it's just, I don't know. It feel like lately I just been really like in the shadows working, trying to get things, you know, together.
Yeah.
But now I'm getting everything rolling right now. Like I got the show today. And then also today at 3 p.m. Western time, 6 p.m. Eastern time, I'll be dropping another single called Get Money Boys with SGB Will and Dirty Red. We got a song together. The video coming out today and the soundtrack is coming out today, the audio. So it'll be on all streaming platforms today at 3 Western and 6 Eastern.
Okay, so that's a group?
We was thinking about it because when we made that song, like everybody who was in the studio was like, man, y'all need to click up. Like y'all need to, but nah, it's more so just like a cool trio. Like every time, you know, we get around, you can rely on us to make a good song.
Okay, so it's you and 2 other people on that track?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not a solo song?
Nah.
Okay. GMB?
Yeah, GMB.
Get Money Boys. All right, I'm with it. Put me down. You know what I mean? I'm definitely trying to get some money, man, and get it in the right way. I've learned that, you know, when you work hard for something, it lasts long. It is a legal way to get lucrative money.
It is.
You know, it is. You just got to put on your thinking cap. Everything that comes easy, it ain't worth it. You know, you do want to have some little hard work with it. You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong. It's a lot of people can hit something and it just take off from the get-go. You know, it go up fast. It may not last long, but it happened. And this situation, you know, it's still an ongoing situation. I truly believe that once we come together here in the city, it'll put a movement together. It'll make people feel like, dang, it's a movement going on in the city of Las Vegas. People are coming together. It's not going to happen unless they see it.
Right.
You know what I mean? People got to see it. And once they see it, it's just like a cop beats a black kid. And now all of a sudden now everybody's marching.
Right.
That's the only time we march though.
Right.
You know what I mean? The only time we march is when somebody get beat or, you know, something like that. When we still should have a reason to march every day, regardless if somebody's getting beat or not.
Yeah.
You know, let's stand up for Vegas music. Let's stand up for Vegas media. Let's stand up for the city of Las Vegas. You know, as a whole. I remember the shooting down on the Strip. You know how many people poured out and gave money? You know what I mean? It's just like all the communities that we got here in the city, so many people, small businesses, entrepreneurs, and, you know, it's just, you don't hear nothing about the communities on the news.
Yeah.
All you hear is about the Strip and the shootings and everything else going on. But things are going to change, man. I'm staying positive. I believe and I know that God has something planned for me, something for you. And I do know that my blessing is tied to a lot of people. I truly believe that when I get it, other people will get it. Meaning in the sense like I've seen the change. I've seen the difference in him. I want what he has. Not basically, you know, my car, my house, my girl. They want that thing, that enjoyity, you know, that charisma, that pizzazz, you know, but it's like something that you got to tap in with yourself, people, to get that for yourself. And a lot of times people just don't know where to start. Start with you. Man, what you got to say before we get up out of here, man?
Man, I appreciate y'all for having me on here. Like I said, once again, Get Money Boys dropped today. The visual and the audio will be out 3 p.m. Western, 6 p.m. Eastern. The video hard, so I know y'all gonna love it. I definitely got a lot more coming. I plan on this being a real big year, and like you said, Pops, you know, it's time for the city to stand up for everybody together and we unite. So I feel like we're gonna really be able to make that happen.
That's what's up. So performance, what time you performing?
Probably like 10 p.m.
Oh, 10 p.m. Okay. So hit him up in his DM if you want to come see him perform. If you want to see him perform, hit me up also. We got special guests. I can't say their name, but just know it's gonna be litty. It's hosted by Snagalope. And, man, we got some big names in the building tonight. So if y'all want to have a good time, man, hit me up on my DM. I'll send you the private location. Other than that, man, it's Vegas up now. Not next, not later, but right now. And I'll see you next Saturday. Peace.
Get money.